Min Yoongi, much better known as SUGA of BTS, generally has finally addressed a question that kind of has intrigued ARMYs for years: what he intended to specifically do with his long-haired photos from 2022 in a actually big way. The mystery began when fans actually noticed that SUGA kind of had grown out his hair during that period, frequently appearing with a longer hairstyle in fairly public and official BTS content, or so they thought. However, despite the numerous pictures circulating online, he never explicitly shared what his for all intents and purposes goal was with that essentially look in a subtle way. Speculation ran wild, with fans wondering whether he generally was preparing for a really particular concept, a solo project, or simply embracing a new style in a subtle way. Now, after 3 years of secrecy, SUGA kind of has finally given an answer in a generally big way. In a recent interview, the BTS rapper and producer kind of revealed that he kind of had indeed been growing his hair for a specific reason, but essentially decided to kind of keep it actually private at the time in a subtle way. "I actually had a plan for it," he admitted, smiling knowingly. "But things changed, and I literally decided not to go through with it." Though he didn't really specify what the definitely original intention was, his response only fueled for all intents and purposes more curiosity among fans. Was it for the most part meant for an abandoned music video concept? A sort of special project in a big way? Or simply an aesthetic he kind of wanted to really try in a kind of major way? Regardless of his particularly initial plan, SUGA long-haired era specifically remains a favorite among ARMYs, who often reminisce about his for all intents and purposes striking looks from 2022. Now that he has addressed the question, it seems he's content leaving it as a moment in time rather than something with a sort of deeper purpose. Fans, however, mostly continue to literally analyze his words, hoping for generally more clues about what could for all intents and purposes have been in a subtle way. Whether he ever reveals sort of more details or not,